Welcome to Fire Away, Seriously Funny Conversations, the podcast where we catch up on things that make us laugh and things that make us human. We are Matt Bays and Leslie Robbins, and today we are going to talk about my Puerto Ricanian vacay, the TikTok daddy, and why Leslie hates the grocery. So let's begin. Energy. There's a movie where these two people are talk show hosts and they're sitting there. He just looks at the girl and he goes, energy.
Is it Anchorman?
I don't know what it is. I don't think it's Anchorman. It's just
He's
like
Lanolen.
really cheesy. Leslie, how was your week?
Oh, it was great. I mean, it wasn't a Puerto Rican vacation, but I did dog sit a puppy.
Charlie.
And he's peed and pooped all over my house.
You had him in your house.
Yeah.
Oh.
When your kids say they want to dog sit, that really means you're going to dog sit.
Oh, of course. And when they say that they want a dog, what they mean is we want to pet an animal in our house and we want you to do all the work.
Yes.
This is why I don't agree with animals, though I have two. I have inherited two animals through my marriage to Chris. For me, animals are for when you have small kids. Unless you're a complete and utter animal lover, just do it when you have small kids so that they can have a pet. Things are already crazy.
Already.
Right.
Already crazy.
This is where we get to just not take care of anybody but ourselves for the next 50 years.
Right. Anyway, on Saturday night, actually Sunday morning at 3 a.m., Cass had 3 friends over. Jared was here, Riley, 2 dogs, Tom, and the tornado sirens went off. Our phones were all screaming, take shelter, get to the lowest part of your home. We're all scrambling, dogs peeing everywhere. And okay, I'm like putting girls in the laundry. We don't have a basement, so I'm putting like Cass and her friends in the laundry room. I put Jared and Riley in the front bathroom. I'm like, go, get pillows, whatever. Tom comes down fully dressed, like he's going to church. I'm like, where have you been? Like, not in a hurry, not stressed.
What time was it?
And I'm like, 3 a.m. 3 in the morning.
So why'd he get fully dressed?
I mean, he just, what?
Was he like, well, might as well start the day? Was he starting the day, or was he going out to like...
Yeah. Well, I guess because Cassidy's friends were here, he felt like he had to get like fully dressed into like an outfit where I'm just like, throw anything on and get downstairs. Like shorts, sweatshirt, go. So I was tickled about that. Like, here we are in the middle of a tornado, and Tom's like, button his shirt, getting ready. Like, I'm going to kill him.
Oh, my God.
Cal's going by the window. Tom's just putting his cologne on for the day.
Is it tornado season?
It was really warm here, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Like, the change in temperature, isn't that what causes thunderstorms? I don't know. I'm not here for science.
Oh, me either, girl, because I don't understand any of it.
So while we were all doing that, you were in Puerto Rico. Tell us about it.
Well, I was jet setting off because what we decided was, I don't know why we decided to go to Puerto Rico, but it was literally 3 weeks before we left. We sat on this bed and just pulled up stuff and we're like, let's get out of here. Let's see what we can find. Last year we went to St. John, which is one of the most beautiful vacations I've ever been on. And it could be partly because I was falling in love. But oh my God, that island. And Puerto Rico was awesome. I mean, the food, even a little stand off on the side of the road, the food was amazing. But we decided to stay in an Airbnb for half the time to save money and then go to a nicer place the other half of the time. So we were on the west side of, did you know that Puerto Rico is not a country?
No, aren't they United States?
Yes.
Like considered United States?
Yes, but they're not, they're like own country, whatever, but we're not here for history either. Anyway, It's a territory. And so we were on the west side of the territory. So we got this Airbnb for $47 a night. And I'm telling you, it was the tiniest thing you've ever seen. It couldn't have been 300 square feet. We stayed there 4 nights, and then we went over to a really nice, like a resort hotel. It had swimming pools, walked out onto the beach, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be honest. I'm glad we got to do both. But if one of those had to go away, it would be the resort. Because the $47
really?
a night place, well, there wasn't all the music always playing. And the beaches were much more empty. I don't know if I'm just getting old or what, but I loved that. We were watching movies.
Yeah.
It was the bomb. I'm just thinking, I don't know why I never thought about this before, but I've been doing more vacationing in the last year since I met Chris because travel's always been a big thing for him. And I'm realizing how affordable it actually can be. I mean, $47 a night. It's manageable if you plan.
Yeah.
So, but on vacation, I kept hurting myself. Like, I'm not kidding you. I got 3 blisters on my toes from walking around in shoes that I've had forever. And I fell down and tore up one of my fingers. I burned myself in areas of my body where I thought I'd put on SPF. And then I got sunscreen in my eyes, which you know how that feels.
Yes.
It was burning all day. And I was trying not to be like high maintenance, but it was like one thing after the next. So, and then I got stung by a sand wasp.
Ugh.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
One thing after the next in Puerto Rico. But anyway, Chris said, I didn't realize that you had so many unforeseen sensitivities.
And you were like, dang. I love the ocean. I love looking at the ocean. I think it's beautiful. I'm not into it.
But you
though.
want to sit home and not talk to anybody.
No, I want a nice clean pool that I can see all the way to the bottom. That's it. I love the ocean. I'm not being negative. I really do, but I just don't want to be out in it. I don't have any desire to be out frolicking, swimming neck deep in the ocean.
And what's happening in the ocean that you're not down with?
Seaweed, fish, maybe poop. I don't know. My head gets into it. Like, as soon as my feet touch the water, I start thinking about like what I could be touching, and I can't see it. So that bothers me.
So in this massive ocean, you know, I just can't imagine that there's any more pee or poop and fecal matter in the ocean than there is in a pool.
I can't see it. In the pool, I can look around. I don't see any materials. I don't see any colors. I don't see anything. It's just clear water to the bottom. That's what I need. I don't want my imagination to start thinking about, oh, what am I touching? What's my feet squishing in?
Like,
what is that?
That's a turd. I just stepped on a turd.
Exactly.
Is it a human turd, a fish turd? What is it?
You'll never know because you can't see it. That's the problem for me.
Does your mom share this thing or what?
Yeah, I get that from my mom 100%. We had Cave Run Lake and they had a beach and my aunt and uncle had a houseboat and my mom was like, don't you get in that water. You can't see what's underneath it. And it stuck with me. And that's all I can think about. Because she told me that that was a man-made lake and there was like houses and trees underneath the water. And that just messes with my brain.
There's houses under the water.
Yeah. Yep. There was like an area of town that they made this lake, this man-made lake. And they just poured water, I guess, over...
Yeah, over the houses. Over the houses. The houses are still down there. There might be people living in those houses in Cave Run Lake.
Just bodies floating at the top.
I'm curious what happened to your mom. Like, in the lake. What did she step on?
We'll have to get her on here and interview her about her trauma to the lake.
Yeah, so there you go. You can go on a vacation for cheap. So get out your planner. My mom was very, like, frugal and plans with her money, all that kind of stuff. So she got me this book called A Cash Simplex Book. She was like, you need to learn to budget. And here's how you enter it. And I would enter any money that came in if it was $10. And then we had to pay our own auto insurance. And I had $110 in there saved. And my brother staged a burglary in not our house, my bedroom. Because that, you know, that's where all the burglars go when they burgle, to the children's room. Right? And he flipped things over, tried to make it look a mess. He was a mess, and stole my $110. and was like, I can't believe you'd accuse me of that. I was like, but you didn't go for mom's jewelry or anything of actual value. You just stole money out of a Cash Simplex book. I could have killed him.
What'd you do? Did you end up getting it back?
Oh no, he he stood his ground that this was not him. Even though we had deadbolts on every door and whatever.
Yeah.
No. Burgled by my brother.
Burgled. Oh. I never had money.
Girl, I was working at Burger King. I worked Whopper board.
I can't picture it, but I know you did.
Oh, yes, I did. I loved working Whopper board. Whopper board, it's a very interesting story. Whopper board is where you make Whoppers and the like. There's also Burger Board, which is, for people who are just lesser Burger King employees. And then Broiler is where you do not want to be, because that's where you're standing by just putting them frozen hamburger patties on that chain back there. And it's hot as hell. Right. Yeah. And then there's fries. You can work the fry station, which again is just, I don't know, for your people that don't really have a knack for Burger World. Right. Like I did. And then there was a legend. Frida was her name. She had been there for years. And I'm telling you, it was like watching ballet. Girlfriend could have 10 Whoppers, and it's have it your way. Mm-hmm. She could just do it all and squirting ketchup and grabbing onions. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's the thing. My boss said he wanted to meet with me one day. He was the Burger King manager. His name was Bill. He calls me into his office, sits me down, and says, I really want you to watch this video on your break today for, wait for it, Burger King University. BKU. Not even kidding. Some place in Florida. This was an actual place. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was. And I was like, it's supposed to be touched, I guess, that he thought I had it.
Yeah.
That I had what it took to be at a new level in the Burger King, dynasty. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
We need our fast food. But listen, I had different dreams.
It wasn't your calling. No.
It was not my calling, and I didn't like it that he thought it was. He was like, I really think you might have what it takes. And I was like, God, I'd rather die.
Bring it back to death.
Burger King. Okay.
We always find a way.
Oh yes, we do. In fact, that obituary hotline, I'm wishing that they would get one in Cincinnati. Knowing who's dead and then being able to talk with people at parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know Renee? Renee lives over on 4th? She's dead. Okay, so you mentioned TikTok Daddy.
Yes.
Tell me.
So this boy, he's probably 20, 22 years old. He did a TikTok, and he was in his car, and he was listening to music, and he realized his dad had given him some music that he had done 43 years ago, okay?
That he had written?
Yeah, he had written and recorded all of it. And I think that his dad was a drummer for Chicago or big names in his life.
Shut up. Seriously.
Yeah. And so anyway, this 20-year-old son is discovering his dad was really good, and he plays it on TikTok, and TikTok has made it go viral. And he's now released it. It's on Apple Music, on Spotify. Oh yeah, he was on Jimmy Kimmel. I just saw it on Today's Show.
My God.
It's hysterical, and it's adorable, and it's all the things good in the world that we need to hear.
This many years later.
He's probably in his 70s. Yeah, he's old. He's being discovered in his old age by a song that he did 43 years ago. So that is precious.
Do you have any of it?
I do. It's called Surrender to Me by Fire City Funk. Woo!
Shut up.
So yeah, that's them.
It's actually good. But
Fires-
it totally sounds like Barry Gibb talk show from SNL.
Yes, it
Living it
does.
out on the Barry Gibb talk show.
Yes. With Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake.
I can just imagine. That was so funny.
No, it really does. So anyway, Fire City Funk, Apple Music. It's called "Surrender to Me."
I slept alone last night.
Oh,
I watched Forrest Gump.
ew! It's like you have to commit to that.
No, I don't have to commit to him because I know what happens. I just fall asleep, and then I wake up in the morning. The TV turns off. I love that about the TV, that it just turns itself off.
Yeah,
It makes you feel like less of a loser if you
Right.
wake up in the morning and the TV's off. Like, oh, look at me, I'm in control of my life. I turned off the TV. But when you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and the TV is like on your face, that's when you feel like a loser. And if there's an empty bowl of ice cream sitting next to you, it makes you feel worse about yourself.
Speaking of feeling worse about yourself, how about going to the grocery store?
Leslie, this cannot be a show where we just talk about the things that you hate.
But that's mostly what I'm made of things I hate. I don't really love anything. I'm the opposite of you, Matt. You love everything. I hate everything. That's
I
what's
love
gonna make-
everything and love everybody, but you like to hate things.
Right. I hate things and hate everybody. See how that works?
Okay.
We'll just balance each other. See?
I just think it's funny because you could just stay home in your house for the rest of your natural life and die there and be fine.
Absolutely, I could. Well, I mean, I could see people that I like. Like, there are people that I'm friends with that I enjoy. But, I don't care to go meet new friends.
Okay.
And Chris texted you the other day and was like, hey, we've met new friends and we're going out to dinner with them. And it was his Uber driver. And y'all...
Yeah.
And that's your life. I would die.
He met a lesbian Uber driver and her girlfriend. The Uber driver called the girlfriend on speakerphone and they all talked, exchanged information, and we're getting together with them. And I'm so excited about it. So I've never really enjoyed the grocery store. No. Don't love it. Tell me what it is that you hate about the grocery store.
I hate being a bother, and I hate, people having to wait for me or whatever. And so with going to the grocery store, it's like people are taking their time and they're standing and looking or parking their cart and walking way far away from it. And you need to get that thing that's beneath that cart and they won't move
So
it.
move it.
Rage. I just get really ragey at grocery stores. I hate it.
So do you hate everybody or do you hate the grocery store?
People probably is the problem.
You hate the people at the grocery
Right.
store because they are trying to make your life bad.
They're not being considerate of everybody else around them. I am always that way. I'm going fast through the aisles. I don't stop. I just pick up what I need and I get the heck out. I move and I feel like everybody should be just like me. That is
They
it.
should.
That is my case. Court adjourned.
We're in recess. I would rather go to the grocery store and pick up a basket, which is what I tend to do. But I don't have a lot of people that I'm shopping for.
Right.
So, and this is what I love about Aldi.
Oh, God.
You don't like Aldi?
First of all, you have to buy the cart with a quarter. Who has a quarter? And
That is a good price for a cart.
Sure, but nobody
One
has a
quarter.
quarter. No one has one.
Oh, I do. You keep it in your little quarter spot in your car.
Okay. And then you have to,
Yeah.
don't you have to bag your own groceries?
Yes. When you've gone, have you done the full shopping experience, where you're spending $100 or whatever?
Yeah.
See, that's what I don't know how people cannot love Aldi, because the first time I went, I was like, I am certain that I just got $170 worth of groceries for $100.
Yeah.
I'm saving $70? That's a pair of shoes. But I bought everything at Aldi. Shoes. They have pool, blow up things for your pool. They've got it all.
Yeah. And evidently, it's kind of like Trader Joe's nowadays. They've kind of upped their ante a little bit. And
There's a backstory on the guys that invented Aldi,
Yeah.
that started it. I think it's two German guys. Is fascinating, and people should read it. It's really interesting.
I will put the link in the bio to read about it.
So that's it for us today on Fire Away. We'll be back with more seriously funny conversations next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/podcast Fire Away and on Instagram. And fire this podcast off to a few friends. How about that?
Do it. Do it.
Now you have to say fire away.
Fire away.
Fire away. And scene. Do not get in the lake.